Okay, so imagine like you've got this biological crystal ball, right? And it can predict what's happening inside a ANY human cell. Kind of sci-fi, don't you think?
It does sound like that. But we're getting a lot closer than you might think.
That's right. Researchers over at Columbia University, they're really making some waves with this new AI model. It's almost like they're cracking the code of like cellular language, you know?
Hmm.
And we've got a fascinating article here from Nature that we're going to deep dive into today.
Yeah.
It's all about this, well, they call it a foundation model of transcription across human cell types.
It's a mouthful.
It is a mouthful.
Yeah.
But it's really changing the game when it comes to biology.
Yeah, it really is. You see, traditional biology, I mean, as amazing as it is, has always had its limitations.
Right.
Like, it's great at describing how cells function.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to actually predicting their behavior, especially in response to changes, like you said, mutations, it hasn't been as successful.
So we've been stuck with just describing what we see, not really being able to, like, anticipate a cell's next move.
Exactly. But that's where AI is really stepping in.
Right.
So we have all of this, like, mountains of cellular data now.
Right.
And these powerful AI models can actually sift through all of it, finding patterns and making predictions that were just impossible before. I mean, even, in fact, the 2024 Nobel Prize in Chemistry, that was awarded for using AI to predict protein structures. So it's a pretty big deal.
Okay, so that's the context.
Yeah.
Now let's zero in on this new AI model from Columbia. What makes it so special?
Well, they trained it on gene expression data from millions of normal human cells.
Okay.
So think about it like this. Every cell has a set of genes, but not all of them are active at the same time.
Right.
And gene expression refers to which genes are turned on and producing their specific products, like proteins.
Ah, so it's not just about what genes you have, but which ones are actually doing something at any given moment.
Exactly. And so this AI is actually learning the patterns of gene expression across a huge variety of cell types. It's kind of like how ChatGPT learned the rules of language
Oh, okay.
by analyzing tons of text.
So this AI is like a ChatGPT for cells. So instead of words and sentences, it's figuring out the language of genes and proteins.
That is a great analogy. And just like ChatGPT can predict the next word in a sentence,
Yeah.
this AI can predict which genes will be expressed in a particular cell under certain conditions. And this is where it gets really mind-blowing. After training on over 1.3 million human cells, this model could accurately predict gene expression in cell types it had never even encountered before.
Wow, so it's not just memorizing patterns, it's learning something fundamental about how cells work. That seems so powerful.
It is. I mean, this means that we could potentially simulate how your cells would react to a drug before you even take it.
Wow.
It's like paving the way for truly personalized medicine.
Whoa, that's a huge leap forward.
It is.
But I'm kind of curious, what makes this AI different from previous attempts? Because there have been other AI models applied to biology before, right?
You're right. You're right. But what's fascinating here is that unlike many previous models that focused on specific cell types, like cancer cells, this one was trained on a diverse range of normal human tissues.
So it's not just learning the dialect of a specific cell type, it's learning the fundamental language of cells.
Precisely. It's picking up on the underlying, like, grammar of cellular processes that applies across different tissues and organs. And this makes its predictions much more generalizable and potentially applicable to a wider range of biological questions.
I see. So it's like learning the core rules of grammar that apply to all languages rather than just memorizing phrases in one specific language. That's impressive. But what can we actually do with this AI? How's it being used to solve real-world problems?
Well, let's take a specific example. So researchers use this AI model to unravel the workings of a pediatric leukemia. And they knew that certain mutations were involved, but they didn't understand exactly how these mutations were causing the disease.
So they had the pieces of the puzzle but couldn't quite put them together.
Exactly. So this AI model stepped in and predicted that those mutations were disrupting the interaction of two specific transcription factors.
Now, hold on. What exactly are transcription factors? I'm not sure I follow.
Good question. Think of them like on-off switches for genes.
Okay.
They control which genes are active in a cell at any given time.
Ah, so the AI is saying that these mutations are essentially messing with the control panel of the cell, causing genes to be turned on or off at the wrong times?
Exactly. And what's remarkable is that lab experiments later confirmed the AI's prediction.
Wow.
It accurately pinpointed the mechanism by which those mutations were contributing to leukemia.
Wow. So it's not just theoretical. This AI is leading to tangible discoveries about how diseases work at a cellular level. That's incredible.
And that's just the tip of the iceberg. I mean, this AI could help us understand diseases in ways we never could before. It's like having this new lens to see the intricate workings of our cells.
This is all so fascinating, but I can't help but think, if this AI is so good at understanding normal cells, what about the parts of our DNA that we don't fully understand? The so-called dark matter of the genome.
That's a great point, and it's actually one of the most exciting potential applications of this AI. You see, our genome has these vast stretches of DNA that don't code for proteins. And for a long time, they were considered junk DNA.
Right, but we're learning more and more that there's a lot more to these regions than we initially thought.
Exactly. And this is where this AI could truly revolutionize our understanding. It could help us finally unlock the secrets of this dark matter and see how it influences gene expression.
Okay, so we're talking about a tool that could potentially decipher the hidden language of our DNA, the parts we haven't been able to read before. This is starting to feel like something out of a science fiction novel.
It does, doesn't it? But the possibilities are very real. And here's why it matters. Most cancer-related mutations actually occur in these non-coding dark matter regions.
So we have all these mutations happening in parts of our DNA that we barely understand. That seems like a huge problem.
It is. But now with this AI, we might finally have the tools to figure out what these mutations are doing and how they contribute to diseases like cancer. It's like we've been trying to understand a book written in a language you didn't know, and now we finally have the key to translate it.
That's a powerful image. It seems like we're standing on the verge of a major breakthrough in our understanding of genetics and human health. This AI model could potentially reshape how we approach everything, from diagnosing diseases to developing new therapies.
Absolutely. And remember, we've only just scratched the surface of what this AI can do. The future of biology is looking incredibly exciting.
You've definitely got me hooked. So what else can this AI do? How is it being applied to other areas of research?
Well, let's move on to how this model is being used to tackle some of our most pressing medical challenges, like heart disease. So heart disease, it affects millions of people, and it's a real puzzle. It's not just one thing. It's like this mix of genes, lifestyle, the environment.
Yeah.
But this AI model could really be the key to cracking the genetic code behind it.
So we're going beyond just identifying specific heart disease genes? Like, what is the AI focusing on?
It's much more intricate than that. Remember, this AI doesn't just look at single genes in isolation. It actually analyzes the whole symphony of interactions happening within our cells.
Okay.
It's looking at those non-coding regions of the genome and how they influence the genes that are directly involved in cardiovascular health.
So it's back to that dark matter again, but this time in the context of heart disease. Is it finding anything interesting?
Oh, absolutely. The AI is pinpointing specific regions in that dark matter that are statistically linked to heart disease risk. And get this, even if we don't fully understand how these regions work yet, the AI is highlighting them as potential areas for deeper investigation.
That's like having a high-tech metal detector leading researchers straight to the buried treasure, even if they don't know what kind of treasure it is yet. What a time saver.
It is. It's like a roadmap for future research, guiding scientists towards the most promising avenues for understanding and treating heart disease.
Yeah. It seems like this AI could be applied to so many other complex diseases, too. Where else is it making an impact?
You're right. I mean, it's already being used to study Alzheimer's disease, diabetes, autoimmune disorders.
Wow.
It's really a game changer, like across the board.
It's amazing to think about how far we've come, from painstakingly peering through microscopes to now having AI that can decode the language of our cells and potentially predict how they'll behave.
It's remarkable, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it's important to remember that this AI, it's only as good as the data it's trained on. So the more diverse and comprehensive our data sets are, the more accurate and insightful the AI's predictions will be.
That makes sense. It's like teaching a language. The more varied examples you provide, the better the student will understand the nuances and the complexities.
Right.
But that brings up an interesting question. What about the stuff we don't know yet? Can this AI really predict how any cell will react to absolutely anything?
That's a great question, and the answer is not quite.
Okay.
While it's incredibly powerful, this AI is still a tool that needs to be used in conjunction with real-world experiments and clinical observations.
So it's not replacing scientists, but it's giving them a powerful new set of tools to accelerate discoveries.
Exactly. It can help narrow down the possibilities, highlight the most promising avenues for research, and ultimately lead to a deeper understanding of how life works at its most fundamental level.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here, from how this AI is helping us understand the genetic basis of diseases like heart disease to its potential role in unraveling the mysteries of our genome's dark matter. I'm curious, what are some of the practical applications of this technology?
Well, one area where this AI is already making waves is drug discovery.
Ah, yes. That's a notoriously slow and expensive process. How is this AI speeding things up?
Think about it like this. This AI could analyze thousands of potential drug compounds in a virtual environment,
Okay.
essentially running simulations to see which ones are most likely to be effective and safe.
So instead of spending years and billions of dollars testing compounds in the lab, we can use AI to kind of weed out the duds and focus on the most promising candidates right from the start.
Exactly. This could dramatically accelerate the drug development process, bringing life-saving treatments to patients much faster.
Yeah. This is all so exciting, but I have to admit, it also makes me think about the bigger picture. Like, what does this mean for the future of biology and medicine? Are we on the cusp of a new era of personalized medicine where treatments are tailored to our individual genetic makeup?
I think we are. This AI is a major step toward that future. And it's just one example of how artificial intelligence is transforming the life sciences.
It's mind-blowing to consider the possibilities. Imagine a world where we can not only predict, but also prevent diseases based on a deeper understanding of our own genetic blueprint.
It's an exciting prospect, isn't it? And it's not just about human health.
Right.
This technology could be applied to agriculture, environmental science, any field that involves understanding how living organisms function at a cellular level.
So this AI is really opening up a whole new way of looking at life itself. It's like we're finally starting to grasp the complexity and beauty of the intricate code that drives everything from a single cell to a complex ecosystem.
I couldn't have said it better myself. And it's important to remember that this is just the beginning. The pace of innovation in this field is incredible. And I can't wait to see what the future holds.
Me neither. So we've talked about the potential applications of this AI model. From personalized medicine to drug discovery to unraveling the mysteries of the dark matter in our genome. What else can we learn from this deep dive into the world of AI and biology?
Well, there's one more fascinating aspect of this research that I think you'll find particularly intriguing.
So we've explored how this AI is being used to, study diseases and develop new drugs. But what about something even more fundamental, like the very process of aging itself?
Right.
Could this AI, unlock the secrets of why we age?
Oh, yeah.
And maybe even how to slow it down?
Now, that is a fascinating frontier.
Yeah.
You see, aging is this complex process.
Right.
It involves a whole cascade of cellular changes that happen over time.
Okay.
It's like, a clock with many gears, and we haven't fully understood how they all mesh together.
So we've got all these different theories about aging, but no clear answers.
Exactly. But this AI could be the game changer.
Okay.
Think about it.
Yeah.
If this AI can predict gene expression patterns,
Right.
it could potentially track how those patterns change as cells age.
Okay.
It's like having a time-lapse video of the cellular aging process,
Wow.
but at a molecular level.
So instead of just observing the outward signs of aging, like wrinkles or gray hair, we could actually see what's happening inside our cells as we get older.
Precisely.
That's mind-blowing. But what would we actually do with that information? Could we actually stop or reverse aging?
Well, that's the million-dollar question.
Yeah.
But even if we can't completely stop aging,
Right.
this AI could help us pinpoint ways to slow it down or even reverse some of its negative effects.
Okay.
Imagine developing therapies that target those specific cellular changes that lead to age-related diseases.
So instead of just treating the symptoms of aging, we could address the underlying causes. That's incredible.
It is.
Yeah.
And it highlights just how transformative this AI could be. It's not just about understanding diseases
Right.
or developing drugs.
Yeah.
It's about understanding life itself,
Yeah.
its limits,
Wow.
and its potential.
It's like we've stumbled upon a whole new language, a code that unlocks the secrets of our own biology.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
And just like learning any new language,
Right.
it takes time,
Yeah.
effort, and a willingness to embrace new ways of thinking.
Yeah.
But the rewards are immense.
This has been such an eye-opening deep dive.
They have.
We've gone from the basics of this new AI model to its potential applications in treating diseases, developing drugs, and even tackling the mystery of aging.
And we barely scratched the surface.
Right.
What's exciting is that this AI is still evolving.
Okay.
As researchers gather more data and refine the algorithms, it's only going to become more powerful and insightful.
So what you're saying is this is just the beginning of the AI revolution in biology.
Absolutely. We're on the cusp of a new era of scientific discovery.
Wow.
One where AI is helping us unlock the secrets of life in ways we never dreamed possible.
Yeah.
It's an incredible time to be alive and witness this unfolding.
It certainly is. This AI model from Columbia University might be just one example, but it's a powerful illustration of how AI is changing the game in biology. It's a reminder that the future of science is full of possibilities, and we're only limited by our own imagination and our commitment to pursuing knowledge.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
And who knows what incredible breakthroughs await us just around the corner.
Well, that's the beauty of science, isn't it? It's a constant journey of discovery. And with tools like this AI, we're better equipped than ever to explore the mysteries of the universe.
It really is.
Including the most fascinating universe of all, the one within each of us.